Hello everyone, this is Gleb Bakhmutov, and today I want to continue playing with TanStack router and to show that it can keep the data for, let's say, n seconds and not refresh it. So right now we're on a list of employees. Notice that it loads that list, it's making a request to the backend, and Cypress intercepts that request and stops it. That's why there's empty circle. It means that network request was stopped and MAC data was returned. And if we look at TanStack router DevTools, you can see that employees data is 24, 25 seconds old, right? So the age is 20 seconds, 30 seconds. And if we go, for example, to the Home tab and go back to the Employees tab, notice that it reloads the data. That's why we see the new network call. And now the data is, again, 0 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. We might know that this data doesn't change very often or doesn't change until we change it from the web application. So it makes no sense to actually make that second network call to refresh the data. This is where TanStack stale age comes into play. If I go to the definition of a route, the loader can say, for example, the stale time before you refresh the data. Let's say we'll give it 30 seconds. So if the data has been refreshed 30 seconds before, we're all good. We can still use it. If it has been refreshed longer than 30 seconds ago, then we need to ask for it again. So I'm going to save it. And now look what happens. So yes, the first request needs the data. Then we go to the Home tab, come back to the employees, and notice there was no second network call because the employees was only 10 seconds of age below the stale limit of 30 seconds. Okay, and if we go to the Home tab now and come back to the employees, let's see what happens. Okay, still nothing, right? Okay, now we're about 30 seconds of age. Now notice it's stale data, right? It has to be refreshed. So if we go to the Home, oh, it already asked for it. I'm not sure when it has to refresh it right away, but basically notice now the call happened again to refresh the data. All right, let's confirm this behavior using Cypress end-to-end test. I already started the test, so we're intercepting the get API employees, we're visiting the page, we're confirming that get employees call happens the first time. Now we have a problem. We need to wait 30 seconds? Well, even before that, what happens if we go to the Home tab and back? We should not see a network call. So the way we would test this is go to the Home tab, confirm we're there, path name. Okay, then go to the back to employees, and well, this network call should not happen. And it's very hard to test things that should not happen. The best we can do is wait some kind of preset limit and then check that there are no network calls. And the way we would do it is maybe wait, let's say 1 second, or let's say 500 milliseconds, half a second. And the way we're going to check that this call was never there again, right? We can say get employees alias. And to get all network calls, not just the one we waited or the last one, we can say .all. And we'll say should have length 1. Only the first one should still be there. So let's see if this works. Perfect. So this confirms even if we go back to the employees tab, notice there was no second get employees call. The loader still has data within 30 seconds of our stale time. Okay, now let's wait 30 seconds and we could, do something like wait 40 seconds, right? But this will slow our test down. We don't want to do that. We just want our application to think that 30 seconds passed. And the way to do that is to use cyclock command. Okay, and we're not interested in setting a custom date, nothing. We'll just say cyclock and then visit the page, and this allows us to control the application clock and its timeouts and intervals. Okay, so once we confirm that the application doesn't refresh the data, if we just go back after 500 milliseconds, this is where we can go back to the home page. But before we go back to the employees page, we'll say, okay, Well, let's say 40 seconds pass. We use site-tick command. So site-clock kind of freezes the clocks when everything happens. And then, before we go to the employee tab again, we artificially fast forward the clock by 40 seconds. So if application set a timeout or interval, all these calls will happen. Application will think that for real 40 seconds pass. And what happens now? We can wait for that call again. It should have happened. 1 second. Oh, we need to probably check that we're on employees tab first. Okay, now everything is fine because we're giving it very short timeout, right? By the time we're on the second page, employees tab, that's where that call should have happened. All right, so notice the total duration of a task is 1 second, but application thinks that 40 seconds have passed. And we just confirmed that within half a second, the application still uses the old data, right? If we want, we could have confirmed the actual list of employees. But if we fast forward the clock by 40 seconds, then the application will make another network call to refresh the stale data. So pretty cool Cypress end-to-end test that confirms that the network call hasn't happened yet. And if we fast forward the clock, then TanStack router refreshes the stale data and the network call happens. And if you want to see more network testing examples using Cypress, I have a whole course and I'm going to link that course in the description of this video.